All right, thanks for staying with us. Time to take a look at the dailies. This Tuesday morning on TVC Breakfast, we're being joined by Charles Ideho, journalist and public affairs analyst. Good morning, good to see you.
Morning,
Charles.
Yeah.
Welcome
Nice to see you.
our new environment. It's temporary.
It's a makeshift.
I've been here a number of times.
Yeah,
Oh, you have?
but the
Yeah,
point
we've
there
done
is
a number of programs
for the
here,
new
so
TVC
I'm quite
breakfast.
home.
Make yourself comfortable.
Did you notice her pink this morning?
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the pink lady,
No,
right?
of course, she's the pink lady for this one.
And the new
You
year,
guys are colorblind. This is not pink.
the new year is actually new.
Charles, it's good to see you.
Yeah, glad to be here. Thank you.
Right, we'll start off with the Daily Trust. Voter register rose by 50% in 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, this is looking good. More and more Nigerians are interested in the voting process.
Yeah,
the whole
the
electoral
awareness.
process.
The awareness has been quite high over time. Churches have taken upon themselves to sensitize their members, the mosques, other organizations, and then social media too. They've done well in that direction.
Is that a conclusion based on assumption or
No.
based on fact?
It's based on facts. Based on
Okay.
fact, because I can tell you that there's most churches they were adding go register to their announcements. So when they are closing, they always please have you registered. There have been people or even in mosque, they are always shouting, go and register. In social media, the awareness has been very, very,
Okay.
but the only downer there is the issue that they said 8 million of these ones remain
Still
unclaimed,
unclaimed.
all over the
Exactly.
states. Yeah,
Exactly.
so that's a downer.
Yeah, about 84 million
Yes,
picked
yes,
already.
exactly.
Not a very
But the question is
bad
that it will
one.
all vote.
That's another question.
No, certainly all cannot
if
vote
we're
yet.
to go
Because
by-
in 2015, I don't
But-
think
but
it's less than
we-
20 million.
yeah.
If
But-
we're
but
to
we're-
go by how it's been in the past, you usually find that only half of that number.
No, but the point there is this is also the highest since the.
In the past, you usually find that only half of that number.
No, but the point there is this is also the highest since the history.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So the point there is we're taking it gradually.
Yeah,
there,
gradually you're getting it. The
gradually
awareness
there,
is the awareness is.
gradually
I
there.
think that's the advantage that
Yes,
we're having.
that is what counts.
Great awareness.
That is what
Okay, that's what counts. Well, Boko Haram, Borno presents 10 demands to Buhari, army under fire for invading Daily Trust. Okay, just part of all the stories that you have there. Of course, Governor Shatima, we're told, actually wept.
Yes,
You know,
yes, exactly.
I mean,
before-
but I don't,
presidential villa.
honestly, if I were in his shoes, I would also, if I would cry, I don't even use your shedding tear because the man really, since he took over, he has not been able to really tell the people what he can offer as a governor. Because a governor is supposed to superintend over the affairs of a state under him. But you find that you have soldiers, people can't move around, people want to go to the market, they have to have soldiers escorting them, and he's there, people are suffering. You couldn't go to the farms without the fear of being either kidnapped or killed.
Yes.
You couldn't go to fishing. So I think as a governor, honestly, he really has not had it
Yes,
quite
you
easy.
know, he is in the position to see the states really the way it
Yes,
is.
yes,
So
way it is.
he has all the information no one else has except the president, as the case may be. But, you know, when it comes to understanding, because anyone who grows up in Borno State or has been or lived in Borno State
Before
now
yeah, exactly. We know
understands
exactly
really
the
what
honesty.
makes the state the home of peace.
Exactly.
You understand? So
You know?
if you compare that time and now, you know that it's
There's
a
a
whole
man
world-
difference.
Exactly.
A whole continent of difference. No, man, it's quite
You
sad.
could say the
honestly.
same for everywhere
Yes.
where there's been some level of insurgency.
Exactly.
And,
And then
banditry
banditry also
banditry,
in Zamfara. Zamfara
and
has
all
always been very
that.
painful.
Yeah, a state
Now,
like Plateau
Zamfara,
State, one
yeah.
of the most peaceful
Yes,
states
exactly.
in-
And then even the things
in
even
Nigeria.
having is infiltrating into Katsina.
It's the same thing in Benue. In
There was
Everywhere.
Kaduna also lost his
and
also lost his
Southern
innocence when you had all this around that Bringwari arena. So it's quite sad.
Okay,
that
moving
it's
on. Why Tinubu will be fully in charge of my campaigns? Of course, Shiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, former governor, APC leader, will be fully in charge of the presidential campaign of President Buhari.
Well, the reason given by the president are quite plausible, but even a lot of people are picking holes in it that as a president of the country, you owe the nationals or all of us a duty to be seen and be heard, because you are the one asking for a mandate, but not now using the campaign by proxy.
Well, he has not said he
that's
will
on one
not
time. But he
go on
said,
the
but I
campaign
said that's why I said the
trail. He
reasons
has
he gave
not
are
said
plausible.
that. He said he wants to face the business
That's
of
where
governance.
I'm going. I said
Yeah,
that's why I said
well,
they're plausible.
you know,
The reason is quite plausible that how can I be campaigning and then the issue of governor will now be on recess,
Yeah.
which is of course what we have been noticing in so many states. The governance is on recess and then they are having to go around But what I'm saying first is that we're just getting to know about this. What we have been used to is seeing our president or seeing president, what he's going to tell us. What is he going to tell us about his... Now, we're talking about the second... I mean, what's that again? Something level. Well,
next level.
Next level. So he needs to articulate the next level. He needs to almost tell you, bullet point by bullet point, what he's going to do.
Did you need to articulate?
Did you say say articulate?
The next level?
No, articulate is 80, is 80, I see you.
Okay.
Not 80, I kill you.
Okay.
No, you were just kidding anyway.
All right, and of course, experts call for solution to power and infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay, if there are solutions, can somebody just pick up this solution and just solve this problem?
No, they know the solution, but
the truth is,
solutions are there.
That is what I'm going to say.
Even Mike's son has a solution, but the question is,
they have the solution.
what about the willpower to do it, or the political power to do it?
That's where the problem is
lacking.
All right, low oil price, petrol should now be below 145 naira per litre. That's according to the PPPRA, that's a petroleum pricing
regulatory agency.
You know, there are too many people.
There's too many.
There are
Quite,
too many
quite a mouthful.
Plenty. All right, the New Telegraph is our next paper now. Tinubu takes full charge of my campaign. Buhari is saying that while he was inaugurating the Presidential Campaign Council. Says, I'll leave a legacy of free, fair elections. You know, when it comes to holding the president by his words, there are some areas that you know that when he says it,
yeah, he does
it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, Nigerians will hold him by this one as well.
Yeah,
So
don't you think it's more of a matter of continuing the legacy? Because that legacy has already been put in place.
I think it's about
sustaining that legacy.
The language is to sustain whether Nigerians are comfortable with that, are satisfied with what is on ground before is a different thing.
Yes, but
the point there is, this focus now is on the issue of free and fair elections.
Yes,
but it was the free and fair that brought him in.
Yeah, fine.
So he benefited from the free and fair.
So he's saying he's going to keep that. So let us see him keeping that.
That's right.
In fact, building upon it.
Build upon that, sustaining it. Yeah.
Buhari's victory is a done deal. Okay, they say that. Court bars APC from fielding candidates in Rivers.
That's quite sad. And then Amechi, it does seem Amechi has lost his home ground. You know, there'll be this infighting between him and Magnus Abe, who is, of course, is supposed to be his political friend as well. One conducting indirect, the other conducting direct. Even
the
when
whole
you know there's a subsisting court case, she went to Wongu's High Court case that said they couldn't do that, but they now went and then some lists were flying here and there. This which is what I was talking about.
On the basis of that, Justice
Motosho has said no. That the court, that lower court, there's even there's no appellate court setting aside that ruling. So you couldn't have gone ahead to do that. It was in contravention of those
well, but they are set to appeal this.
But before they appeal, the election will be over.
Let's see. It could be given an expeditious hearing. It's possible.
Yeah,
we have 38 days to go. 38 days to go.
Remember the SDP still has these issues on.
Yes, they do. Exactly. Jerry Ghana and
Donald Duke. Fine. So we just wait to see how these things play out, because when it comes to the law court, you can't predict how it's going to go out. Of course, that's right. Very good. So distribution of 80 million registered voters. You can see how they stand.
I understand
Lagos is up there, followed by Kano State, and then Kaduna, and then Katsina, and then, you know.
But if, Mike, the thing, if we say Lagos as we have it today, I understand it's about 20 million residents. But you're having 6 million at 20. That a pass mark?
Well,
is that a pass mark at 20 million? You have 6 million?
We won't see that
as
a pass mark.
It's the demographics, really.
Yeah,
because the point there is that Lagos also has a high rate of literate people who originally should have more than that.
Yeah, but that's what I say. It's not a pass mark if you want to look at it.
You could say that Lagos actually is a potpourri of everything. It has the highest literacy level, highest illiteracy level, highest number of PVCs picked up, and the highest number of PVCs not picked.
Not picked.
It's amazing.
So it's amazing. That's what I'm saying, that that's not pass mark. I mean, by mine.
Yeah, certainly it's not necessarily a pass mark.
I mean, we should be having about 12 million from Lagos.
If you jiggle the figures, you know it's not necessarily a pass mark, but it's okay. INEC politicians buying up PVCs, inducing voters. All right, INEC is the one crying out now.
Yeah, because even INEC allegedly so. They've been reached out a number of times by people, even from these 8 million votes on claim that they've been. Some people, agents, have been coming to say they want to buy them. Questioning what they're going to be doing there with all these cars. So, which means they've also perfected plans to. Politicians in Nigeria are quite.
They'll always be.
They always look far away.
Okay, and then I think that's
it.
There's this last one here. Faulty sperms could cause miscarriage.
Faulty.
Faulty.
Faulty? Is that a language for it? Or they could say...
It's okay. Unproductive.
Unproductive, yeah. I think that's because faulty has to do with a device.
Maybe a sick one could also...
No, what I'm saying, when you use fault, you see...
Low is
a different thing.
Yeah, no, it's a... When you're talking about fault, it means that it's a device. That means
there's something wrong with
it. But language is very important.
Yeah, language is important. But the point there is, as far as the sperm is not healthy...
Yeah, unhealthy sperm is better than faulty. Faulty. Maybe you just wanted to play with words.
Maybe it's a technical word.
Okay.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right, to the punch. Politicians buying PVCs from voters. INEC chair laments. Over 84 million Nigerians to vote in 2019 polls. That really would be
not to vote, eligible to vote.
Eligible to vote,
yes, eligible to vote.
But, I mean...
Yes.
Well, the point there is...
Hopefully a good chunk of Nigerians will actually
glad...
come out and really vote. It's one thing to register.
And another to vote.
Yeah, because a lot of people are thinking that their PVC is just a meal ticket.
Yeah, a number of people I've even interacted with, they will tell you, look, the reason why, even some educated people will tell you, the reason why they had to register. It's easy for them maybe to go for filling forms, maybe bank transactions. It's easy for them.
Or even doing business.
So you have
not necessarily to vote.
So let them just have, because it's also their property. So so I think
that's where voter education really has to come in. It has to come in both on the part of INEC, on the part of INEC, on the part of all the stakeholders.
The one I'm shooting bullets at this morning is the NOA. They actually appear to have gone quiet. National Orientation Agency appears to have gone quiet. Telling them
they
this
were never loud and they were never awake.
No, there was a time.
When you say they've gone quiet,
no, they've gone quiet. There was a time anyway. Is when
not even MAMSA. I'm talking about even recent past. When I can't remember what that man was
the
there.
The former NOA.
Yeah, they were. I think they set up a center in the National Women Development Center, if I remember now, where they were giving us day by day, every day what was happening here.
Well, on the other hand, if you check their Instagram page and Twitter and all of, they're always tweeting, and you also see pictures and videos of them paying courtesy calls. My mother
is Instagram.
But however, the point there is, for people to see these messages across the country and on the right platforms is the difference.
Because even what I'm saying, the NOA used to be on even terrestrial television and also, but now
we need to.
I can't recall the last time I ever even heard NOA even
on radio in different languages.
Jingles from them as well as on paper, enlightening Nigerians and all of that. Now, INEC chairman talking about revealing the concept of a vote buying. They have to also
sensitize the people against it to tell them this is wrong.
They have to ensure that at the point of accreditation, because that's where they have to get it from.
Yes.
If you sell your PVC, for instance, and you're not going to hold it on the day of voting, and they should ensure that the face we're seeing here tallies with the register, and then you accredit you, and then you vote.
All these things are what you do while you're orientating people.
Exactly.
Which is NOA's primary responsibility.
INEC actually says it has put measures in place to ensure that the holder of the PVC is the actual owner.
But how many people are aware of all these things?
Their phone numbers, their pictures and everything.
That is where you're going to get a lot of invalid
valid vote, which is also going to impact negatively on the outcome of the party.
But INEC has to do its own job.
They are actually doing it.
So if INEC says we've perfected plans to checkmate that, we trust INEC.
We trust INEC. Okay. Ibadan Mogaji's cautioned CCII against chieftaincy reforms. Okay, they've been having this chieftaincy.
Yeah, because it is as old, and then the Ibadan monarch is usually not known by too many people across Nigeria. Just as you know, the Sultan, the Oba of Benin, and rest. So maybe anyway.
Military invasion of Daily Trust, journalists arrest rash. That's according to the UK and others. Of course, the action of the military.
Remember, we were talking about the mode yesterday, the mode of the way it is carried out.
Exactly. Tinubu takes full charge of my campaign, says Buhari. 2019, FIRS sets 8 trillion naira revenue target. That's Federal Inland Revenue Service. 8 trillion naira
for
Revenue
2019.
target for 2019.
I mean, it's achievable. They've been
That would
progressively
depend, of
doing
course,
that.
on how many people they bring into the tax
Yes,
net,
yes,
definitely,
yes,
which is
that's
one of
right.
the major, projections of the FRS. Shetima Whips begs president to end Boko Haram insurgency. Military coup foiled in Gabon.
Yes.
So military coup.
yes,
No, it's not done yet, but I quite, even though I am not a proponent of military coup, but what is happening in Gabon is quite shameful. The man there is just about 58. He suffered stroke.
59 years.
59 years, suffered stroke. Even as we speak now, he's holed up in the hospital in Morocco.
In Morocco,
So you
yeah.
can't. So if you're tired, then let another person just
Well,
take it.
he-
He's been in the
But-
family's hand for so long, and
For too long.
for too
His
long.
father was there 40
Well,
years,
half-
and then
half
he
a
took-
century.
Gabon is not a monarchy. It's supposed to be
A democracy.
So why are we having one person that he wants to even at his
It is
sick
left.
bed?
It is left for Gabonese or
To decide.
to decide how. But
That
when
they've
it
had
comes to
enough.
the military incursion, it is a no-no all the way.
It's a no in Africa, not
It's a
anymore.
no-no all the way.
That's right.
Yeah. Is that all from
Okay,
the
what
Punch?
else do we have? No provision for petrol subsidy in 3 years. PPPRA says that all this talk about,
So which is why they're talking about this.
has really been based on falsehood.
I
That
cough.
there's no provision.
No provision. No provision has been made. I mean,
You
why?
need to take
And the
some
thing
water.
exists. The thing exists as well. Okay, but let's leave it that way. These are oily matters.
Yeah.
Very oily.
Charles,
Very oily.
they are oily matters.
Oily matters.
Very,
So they are slippery
Very
matters.
slippery. The banana peel kind of thing.
Okay. The Nation newspaper is our next one. Now, Buhari Tinubu will be fully in charge of my campaign. President promises to leave legacy of free and fair elections. We've talked about that. And this seems to be the slogan now. everywhere, the symbol
That's
of the
four
four
fingers.
here and there.
Four
Oh,
fingers
okay.
in the. I mean, 8 fingers in the air.
Okay.
You know.
That's like 4 plus 4.
4 plus
kind of,
4.
okay, it's mathematical. Now, Lagos Kano top list of voters. INEC clears over 84 million to vote, and Northwest highest with 20 million vote. Incident form abolished. And how they stand. Northwest has 20.2 million, Southwest has 16.3 million, North Central has 13.4 million, South has 12.9 million, Northeast 11.3, and Southeast 10 million.
This
Now,
should actually give politicians an idea of where to direct their campaign.
usually,
Yes.
when it comes to the presidential election, these are the permutations you watch,
you
and you
factor.
know,
Where to
you
concentrate
know,
more.
and politicians view these.
But
based on the value.
non-living orders, because the whole
can't
country,
afford to leave
the whole
anybody.
country
Take
is the
anything for
president's constituency.
Of course.
So whether the Southwest has more voter value or what, in that case, you don't have
No,
to.
the fact is, what you're saying,
realize
of
them.
course, once the politics is done, can we get on with governance?
Yeah, and the government will not have
that
to do
governance
with the
bit
whole
of it is
country
where the
being
pro-
your constituency.
Yes.
So we won't be having the 95%.
95 to have, no,
Five,
we don't have that
5%,
at all.
okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
All right.
All right.
Oyo to punish Ibadan mayhem perpetrators. And of a robbery case stalled. Army defends action on Daily Trust amid knocks.
That's quite sad if they are
and
defending
court
that.
bars Rivers APC candidates and party to appeal. And oil price jumps to $58. That's
It's inching
quite
closer
interesting.
to our $60.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to do with
going
the
back
trade. I think it has to do
up
with trade war between US and China.
Yes.
About how long will it last?
That's
so
the
this
point.
is why this thing, you can't rely on that.
No,
if
no.
you decide to start becoming too ambitious because the price has gone up, before you know it, the thing has crashed again.
Well,
so it's a very volatile market that you can't rely on.
Ultimately, they have called for the diversification of the economy.
But we
so
have
that
diversified.
this
But the question
this-
is, how
we can't-
much have we rooted?
No, the
Very
economy.
volatile market that you can't rely on.
Ultimately, they have called for the diversification of the economy.
But we
so
have
that this
diversified.
call-
But the question
this-
is, how
we can't-
much have we rooted?
No, the concept, actually, the economy of Nigeria is highly diversified.
According to the IMF boss, but the real problem is diversifying our revenue sources.
Sources.
That's the thing.
Sources.
Uh,
Not
oil
rely on this
continues to be,
mono.
So that the oil prices don't determine how the
Whether it's
economy
down or whether it's
grows.
up, there's no fear at all.
Exactly.
That's it.
That's how it should be. All right. FIRS targets 8 trillion naira revenue for 2019. We've talked about that. And 6 quit Amosun's ESCO. And Igalo may join Galatasaray. Now, Ogun State has been having, has been in the news because of the configuration, the political configuration and permutation there.
But
It's a
I
very
think
interesting-
I want to
it's
say this to Amosu this morning. He came in very blaring, and then everybody decided to say, okay, you know what, we're going to have a continuity from where all the ones who have been there before. But you see, it's so shameful that you are leaving government after 8 years. then you're not living that state in peace. Is you are living in a tatters. I mean, that of course should be a negative impartation of his image. Every governor that is living should live. If you are there for 8 years, make sure that even if you don't hand over to your grandson, politically speaking, make
or
sure
your
that
in-law,
or
your daughter.
you know, lose manner. But when you are living, you are now holding two flags up. One for your senatorial ambition, which is APC. The other APM for your government. It doesn't speak well of his image at all. I mean, this is a man that is well educated and is also very political savvy. I don't know why he had to I mean, for me, this is a
reflection of the fact that the whole democratic system or process, the electoral process, still really is not in the hands of the Nigerian, the electorate.
And no, it's not
at the end of the day,
the
political players are the ones who really determine who comes next after them.
But which is what I mean, even here we're discussing here over time that we have to have the institution, whether it's a political institution, playing harder.
But we are building it.
Exactly, we have to build it.
Yeah, but we're building it.
Are we?
We are actually building it.
Okay, you are
because
building
the point there is, these mistakes have to be made. Whether anyhow, we must make these mistakes for us to learn. That's the beauty of it.
It's all a learning curve.
So originally, these are things that should have happened in the 70s and 80s if we had been running democracy.
But unfortunately,
Mike, I disagree with you.
No,
because some of us were not born when I was here in the First Republic. But within history, we still in history that even when they were going, it was the party that was in charge of everything. Even when I was born during the UPN days, in the 80s, we saw that it was the party, UPN, GNPP, that were in charge.
But you remember
that was when the parties had sway.
You remember that all the founding fathers at that time were shaped by certain things. The new elements had not come in. The new elements.
I think we just refuse to learn. We just refuse to learn from this old
however,
you're talking, Charles, you're talking about when party supremacy actually
it was then the First Republic, Second Republic,
where the party members were the ones who paid their dues.
I had an uncle who was UPN. He had the UPN card. He was paid.
Those parties and those politicians also had their own challenges and their issues.
But the institution was stronger. The institution was stronger.
Of course, we know it was the coming of
you didn't have anything of a superimposition of a candidate or somebody going and says there was no godfather. If you had a single godfather.
All right, gentlemen.
Not multiple godfathers.
We have a last paper to look at this morning.
Enough.
The Vanguard is my last paper.
Okay.
And Governor Shetima weeps at Aso Rock. 6 urgent intervention over the Boko Haram menace in Borno. We already talked about that. FRS records 1.4 trillion naira shortfall in 2018 revenue target. What else do we have here? EFCC and Federal High Court challenge. Okay, that's a totally different. Buhari surrenders campaign to Tinubu faces governance. Warns INEC security agencies on free, fair polls. He said, I have warned INEC. You must deliver on free, fair.
That's what we're saying about institution. Do you have to want institution to do what they're supposed to do?
Okay.
You're back to where I was.
Minimum wage, labor, CSOs begin nationwide protest. Okay.
So,
all right, you know what? Mr. and Mrs. says, okay, that's a very interesting discussion. Dear, according to this report, long married couple tend to look alike. You mean you soon grow a beard and mustache?
No, I mean, come on. Not the beard aspect.
But really, seriously, that was the point when I actually began to look at my parents. And they actually
look alike.
Yeah, but the issue there is, in that kind of situation, it is when the husband and the wife are really
very
truly one.
You see that?
If they bond,
I saw when Mike and his wife went out the other day, I saw the nose, they were looking alike now. Mike's nose and his wife were looking alike.
You see?
So it's gradual.
Very soon, become one.
Oh,
exactly.
Really?
Yes,
yeah, when to actually become one.
Yes, that's how God made it.
Soul and in spirit and in every
body. Yes.
Biology
they become alike.
Isn't marriage a good thing?
Nice, beautiful.
All right, we'll take a breather from the headlines this morning. And of course,
we'll be keeping